And so I take the Concord Alewife plan as a case study. The plan was completed, the zoning law was amended to integrate the plan into our zoning ordinance, and the development is happening now. So where do we stand? Can we do better? If so, how? So let's look what was done right. There's 18 references in the zoning ordinance to the Concord Alewife plan. And you can see, I'm not breaking any new ground here for variances being considering the master plan. It's right here. I'm not quite sure what the development consultation review is, but we come all the way down and we see one of the point is to one of the big things is preserving the rights of way, and it references the plan within the plan, the priority infrastructure plan. Then in here it goes, you have to go look at the master plan for the specific area, and then you go back to, as they say, the Cambridge Growth Policy document, which is part one of the Section 81D format. So this is just another random section referencing the plan. And this is very interesting. It says, conformance with plan is a key criteria for granting a special permits. And then it comes down here, the special permits process will serve as the primary tool for carrying out the infrastructure. And it refers to the priority infrastructure plan and the additional infrastructure plan, and preserving the rights of way. So where do we stand? They started with a 2004 baseline of what was built out. They planned for a 20-year build out. We're halfway there. 2.8 million square feet total planned for 2024, 20 years. We've built 3.5 million square feet already. Some estimates of 3.1 million coming soon. So we're halfway there. We've got 125% build out of the plan. So let's look at the goals. Let's look at the infrastructure. And someone else, Doug Brown, made this set of goals. I just highlighted the goals related to putting in the streets, the rights of way. And so the smaller block sizes, improve pedestrian links, improving the streets. So here's the priority plan. We have the bridge you've heard so much about, which isn't there. We have a connection over here on the right to connect Terminal Road across Wheeler. Now you complete a street grid over here. And so this is the priority, but we haven't done anything. Going up to the higher level view, what was a motivating force was connecting all the way from the Highlands, all the way through, coming across, go to Trader Joe's and CVS, over to Whole Foods, all the way over to Danby Park. This was a big connection that they were trying for. And then it was shown as the green space connection. So we have the Alewife Reservation, Blair Pond, Gravity Park, Golf Course, Danby Park, Russell Field, and you have this big connection. And of course, these are straight lines so that humans can walk on them so you don't need a car, right? So all this infrastructure was going to be built. And so this isn't here, this isn't here. Rich McKinnon has made some great strides over here, but this is shown as a road because they're connecting cars through here as well. What we're going to get is a sidewalk with bikes and pedestrians. But at least we're making progress. We zoom in, there's a different connection to Wheeler Street. And then there's what we've heard so much about, walking through the mall parking lot and up the embankment. So here are the pedestrian links to the red line. Here's connecting New Street into a grid so that you don't have to get on the parkway, you can get access to quadrangle. Here's the multi-use path that will replace the rail line. And I find this particular area disturbing. I went there, it looks to be about 10 feet wide. And that's one of the reasons is the rail line sold off property, and that's why 75 New Street is separated from the multi-use path by the body shop line, with the body shop off the land. And then it comes over here and they extend into the entrance to Dennehy Park. So what they were trying to do, is they were trying to connect pedestrians all the way through. But you bump into the building, which is 87 New Street. And so the city did the survey this summer, and what happened was Oak Tree built 87 New Street right out to the lot line, which you can do in the industrial zone. So that seems unfortunate. But that's because this is done by right, goes to ISD. Remember, all the way back to my amendment, I added building permits along with variances and special permits. Now, whereas in the cap references in the current zoning ordinance, they had variances and special permits. So, anyways, here's the survey that completed. Here is perhaps land that was sold off by the railroad. Here's perhaps the railroad. But I don't see that we're taking the plan as seriously as we should be, because they didn't survey out here. They have teams out there. This is part of the Concord Alewife plan. This is part of the infrastructure that goes all the way through pervasively. So, anyways, can we do better? 2006 was published, the zoning law updated, 18 references, including the infrastructure. 2009, a couple of years later, the building in the wrong spot. Raises the question, how do we protect land? 2014, we don't survey the land. 2014, we're at 125% build out. So how do we enforce it? How do we implement this? If it's in the zoning, it's run by the building commissioner, who already goes to CDD for zoning analysis. Assigns affordable housing being building. Just adding one more thing. Unintended consequences. So we'll get a variance. And the planning board completes the loop, does the review variances,